should be running, we're running.
We're running.
And hello and welcome back to another episode of Hanashi Round. Today in a live discussion for Deca-Dence episode 2. A very special and interesting episode.
To say the least.
To say the least. I literally did the surprised Pikachu face the entire time throughout the episode because it was something else. It was something else. I really did not expect them to go there. Not saying that it was good or bad, I just didn't expect it at all, and I was taken out of it so much. I haven't felt like this in a while.
Yeah, it was. I think like we're not yet on the level where we should discuss if it's good or bad, because to be quite honest and to give a little spoiler on our own video, and maybe our discussion will make it more clear for me, but at this moment I still don't know how to feel about it.
No, absolutely. I'm like, the fuck? I have what just happened?
Yeah.
It is actually a really interesting and kind of cool concept. It has this almost Matrix charm without
the Matrix,
like going in completely there, but holy, I really am still flabbergasted by what happened and what we saw.
Yeah.
In a good way? In a bad way? I really can't say. I'm really still torn up. I just watched the episode and it's all wow.
That pretty much sums it up, I guess. Maybe we should leave it at that. No.
Wait, that's the episode. We're all like, huh? And can't say anything more. Well, to go more technical into it, I really enjoyed the change in style, like the different way of how it was animated, that it was very rudimentary when we saw the creature things, whatever they are, the game pieces, the bits, the whatever we want to call them, the tiny folk.
The thingies.
The thingies, they had like less framework. They were more jumpy in the movement. It was way more cartoonish. I mean, the very, very spoilery intro that we luckily didn't have the last time, but this time, of course, it was like, okay, they're basically playing a game. We got that. I mean, my analogy to EBS and Monster Hunter wasn't that bad, I guess. But I mean, they feel like they are part of a all retro game as well. I mean, that's why the whole references with Pac-Man and Space Invaders and whatnot.
Some of these creatures
happened.
looked like a Game Boy.
Yeah, I know, that was hilarious. That was actually really hilarious. There was the old school Game Boy, and the daughter or son or the child of that person was a Game Boy Pocket, and I thought that was brilliant. That was really cool.
Okay, so okay. Let's try to go through the episode little by little, I guess. So, not too little by little, but still. So it starts off pretty normal, I guess, and we have like they bury, like we pick up where we left off last time. They bury the dead, and everything seems to be normal, as you would expect for the show to develop, kind of to go on. And yeah, and then we jump right into a kind of explanatory scene where they jump right into the kind of microverse details, if you could say it like that. I'm not sure. Like, we get to see, I don't know. I had to pause the episode several times to keep up with the subtitles. Are you still there?
I am still there.
Okay.
I'm listening to your wonderful voice.
Yeah. I can't argue with that. So basically, what we get is this little explanation of the creatures, and they're like, okay. And I don't know, maybe I got it wrong, or a lot of people did not get it. I'm not sure. So basically, what I understood is that the biggest mystery yet, I feel like, is what really are these creatures? Where are they coming from? What's their purpose? What are they really? Except for that, the biggest reveal was kind of that they are there, they exist for whatever reason, and why ever every human has some kind of a chip implanted, and these creatures kind of hijack the chip and board the human and kind of operate the human, and that's why they sometimes have these weird colored faces, because it's some kind of a character creation. They can customize the person, and yeah. So let's stop there. Let's stop there for let's discuss this a bit.
That's exactly where I wasn't sure what's exactly going on, if they are hijacking humans and then transforming them to their liking, or if the gears are already especially developed for them, that they are basically rendered towards their liking and created at that moment, maybe from flesh and blood, etc. But because they have a chip in their brain, they weren't humans to begin with, but we're weird whatever they are from the beginning. I mean, I like that it was an explanation why there is very colorful people, and I mean, it coincides with your idea from last time when you said, well, maybe they are some kind of alien or some kind of other race that got integrated into the humans, which is somewhat true-ish, at least. It's still a bit confusing, but it also gives it a lot of depth, and
that's right,
a lot of backstory. Like, there is so much more mystery, like, instead of just explaining things and getting exposition. I mean, it was a total exposition episode, of course, but instead of just feeding you with the information, like, every single bit of info made you think, and why is that? And where did it come from? And how?
Yeah.
It's so many more questions.
Right. Just from a logical standpoint, I feel like these creatures do hijack the normal living people.
Right.
Because since the main girl, does not seem to be aware of anything that is going on. She was pretty oblivious, is that a word, to the whole concept. So I think there are a lot of normal humans, or the majority are just normal humans, and they don't know what's going on, and these other creatures hijack the people, because else how would you explain random people coming from nothing, being grown up and everything, and living in the city, just like, whoops, here we are. So I feel like it makes more sense.
All right. Yes. Maybe because in one point they said, well, there is this rare creature, the humans that still live there in the middle city, or in a city where the river is, of this liquid stuff. I forgot the name.
Yeah, but what if it's more like an explanation? Okay, you can go to Deca-Dence, and we have the fighting guild, and we have this repairing group. Like, wasn't it just an overall introduction to the whole thing? That's how I got it.
In any case, I thought that there are normal humans, and then there are the game pieces. But maybe the game pieces are developed from the humans already. It doesn't really matter. We have these two casts and apparently the main guy, who is now a tanker, was a super hyper uber ranker in top ranker in the game, and is incredibly good as a gear, and that's why his fighting skills are so extraordinary.
Yes, but he kind of lost his will to fight. Nah, not really. Yes, he did. He kind of gave a bad advice to someone, and because of that,
Yeah, basically his kohai died because of him.
Right, and he got kind of demoted to scrapping you to cleaning duties, kind of.
To cleaning out bugs in the system, which is still interesting. I mean, we heard a little bit about it, and we know now what it was with the bug and what he is doing, but we still don't exactly understand it fully, why everyone has a chip.
Yeah, right. I mean, like, my speculation is that these creatures, these little, let's call them nanites, because I don't know, that they kind of live in Deca-Dence, that they kind of are the operating system in a way that's kind of like does that make sense? Like the operating system for the whole city is kind of self-aware in itself, like kind of a bazillion creatures make this operating system, kind of. That's how I feel it could work. And every human, I don't know, backstory. I mean, like from the first episode, we saw that they kind of built robots in the past. So maybe every human has some kind of chip, like cyberpunk style, some kind of chip implanted. And that's just how the creatures hijack them. And it kind of maybe happened on its own. Like the city got self-aware and the humans didn't even realize. And to keep the city running, the AI kind of subculture of the operating system that is these nanites kind of thought to themselves, okay, we are running the system, we take care of the system, so we have to make sure that every bug is like kind of fixed or get rid of every bug.
Exactly.
And maybe they're like, okay, this human is like a threat to society, kind of. Maybe he's a murderer or something kind of bad for the Deca-Dence people, and
or
that's
maybe
why they
even someone who is about to uncover the truth or is going against the grain. I mean, we don't know fully yet what a bug is. We know they exist. We know that they have to be exterminated, but we don't know exactly why.
I think there are different kinds of bugs. You have like similar, like simply just real bugs, like kind of this one dude that hacked himself, kind of. He became like in the, like really in the Matrix movies, where programs stop working correctly, they get like kind of outsourced from the Matrix. So I feel like this is kind of the same thing, that they got too not self-aware, but doing stuff too much on their own, kind of hacking like themselves, so their code changed too much, so they erase these creatures. And I feel like this is maybe like a different definition, but for them still the same thing. They're like, okay, this human might steal stuff or might cheat on his wife, or kind of like disturbing the peace. So, and in terms, so we have to get rid of this dude because he's kind of a bug to society in Deca-Dence.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, technically, the girl is also a bug from what we've heard, and he called her outright a bug to her face, which was hilarious. That made me laugh. I was happy that even though it was very comical or comic-esque in the first part, it was very heavy somehow. It wasn't as funny, and the second part, even though it was supposed to be more realistic and plays in the human world, and it was way funnier, and it had the humor again. I mean, the girl is great with her faces, with her behavior, and
there we went again in a little bit of a trigger direction. I
know totally. I totally noticed that, and I mean, also the glasses the guy wears, who is basically the architect of the nanites. He has the Gurren Lagann glasses. I see it. I mean, That said, I mean, if you consider the guy who controls the nanites, who is the main program,
Yeah.
his face basically looks like the promoter in God of
Yeah.
High School.
Yeah, right. Same glasses.
Same glasses, same nose, same spiky hair. I was like, are they the same person?
It's a spin-off.
Like,
It's a secret spin-off.
but in any case, it is very fascinating, and I mean, I just love that we have so much to talk about this and get to discuss through it. That it made us think, or at least it made me think. It was like, what the fuck is going on? This is fascinating. I haven't been this. I felt like being thrown into cold water, and I haven't felt like this about an anime in a while, because it's so.
It's unexpected.
Weird. It's so unexpected. It's so weird, and it went a total another way than whatever I could have imagined, and that is great.
Yeah, that's really a good thing, that you can't really anticipate or kind of come up with this stuff yourself, and in the next episode you're like, that's what I predicted. So this is like too abstract to predict, I feel like. Just to get back for a second to the universe theory, I feel like he said that the girl like saw him doing something, and he said, okay, she saw it, she found out, she should have been like exterminated, right? And he was kind of wondering why she didn't, and then he figured out that she doesn't even have a chip. And I think that's the reason why he called her a bug, not really because she's bad for society or something, but just because she isn't registered in the system, or kind of her existence for the system is a bug, because the system thinks she's dead and she obviously isn't. So I think that's the whole reason behind him calling her a bug.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it was almost in sympathy towards her. It was not such a negative thing. I mean, it shows how they grow on each other, and what he said, she is something like a reason for him to live, because it's something special. Basically, how Neil was aberration in the system.
Yeah, I feel like because of everything that happened to him, and this is kind of like you said, the whole theme. If you just looked at it, it's so silly, but let's talk about that later. But the themes are very developed, very deep, kind of. Like he kind of lost his will to live. He kind of did not even eat this stuff, whatever they eat, like kind of, and he kind of let his time run out, and didn't really want it to go on. And I feel like because two things probably happened. First, he was kind of felt guilty for the death of that other dude, and second, he kind of maybe felt betrayed by the system, that he was kind of forced to get this new maintenance job, kind of like the way he said, like, okay, every bug has to be exterminated, and after his kind of interrogation scene, that kind of felt like he isn't really on the same level. He does not really support the system or the idea behind the system. And the fact that I mean, like, I think he had no reason to live, because he hated himself and he hated the system, and he saw no way out of the system. And just and her existence kind of gave him a new perspective in life, because she shouldn't be there. She shouldn't even exist. The system he works in, and the system everyone believes in, says that this girl has no use, has no value, because she's not in the system. And that's, I think, he kind of maybe sees himself like this person without a value, kind of, because of what happened. And maybe this is kind of giving him a new perspective in life, that just because the system does not recognize something doesn't mean that it's bad or useless. So I think I don't think he really likes her at this moment. I think just he likes what she represents for himself, kind of as an opportunity.
I mean, you can see it as a metaphor with his pet. Like everyone else is told that these creatures are evil, bad. You can't be with them. You can't do anything with them. They're there to be exterminated and to be reused for food and fuel. I mean, apparently the nanite creatures, they're also using the blood of these creatures as their fuel and sustenance. So that he keeps one and is able to show that, well, not all of them are bad or evil or dangerous, but there are some that look ugly as hell, but they're still kind of cute and cuddly and enjoy to live. That not everything that doesn't work properly has to be exterminated, but has a right to exist. I mean, it's very cool and very deep for only 2 episodes we had.
That's right. So anything else on the story? Any theories? Any ideas we haven't discussed?
So
any
far,
questions?
So far, I think I'm so fascinated with what is happening right in front of us. I didn't think of the next episode. I'm curious how they will continue, and hopefully they will continue mostly in the human world, on the human side of things, and not in the nanite world, because despite its importance, I didn't love the look of it as much.
Yeah. That's a big thing you could talk shortly about, because when I saw it, I was like, like the whole idea, the whole concept, everything about this episode was great, I feel like, but just because of the design of the nanite world, it felt so it's
goofy.
Yeah. You can't really take it seriously. Designs are too cartoonish, too childish. I mean,
especially after the end of the last episode, that was quite gory. How everyone died, and we had some loss, and knew there is stakes there. Now it's all like, well, it's only avatars of players, so it doesn't matter if they're dead, if they're just getting recycled.
I still think it does not apply to all of them. I think there are humans fighting. I feel like it's
maybe
at maximum a 50-50 in my perception.
I mean, I feel like the father of the girl, he might not have been controlled by a nanite.
I mean, like when they were burying the dead, and they had a real funeral and they were crying and stuff. So I'm pretty sure that those were humans. Anything else wouldn't make much sense to me. So I feel like, in my perception, how I got it, and this wasn't implied really in the episode, but just how I feel like it is like 70% humans, 30% creatures. Like
might be. Maybe we will see more about this, but otherwise, why the gears, they live quite openly in their world, how they have the skin changing thing and have all these nanite and game related.
Well, you could make it
shops.
You could make it pretty open. I mean, like, maybe even normal humans could change their skin. Maybe it's just a system in the world, and it's just not only for So I don't know.
I thought it's supposed to be hints of that there is something odd there, and she is now encountering something that doesn't quite make sense for the human world. But who knows? You're right.
We'll see. I'm really interested. I hope that we get all these back info to how everything works and how much is everything. I'm pretty sure. I mean, like, at some point, I feel like the girl is going to get the truth, and so are we at that point, and we will understand how the system works, or how the world works that they live in. So yeah, that's something to look forward to.
We just got a comment. The different art styles are used to juxtapose between the two established worlds. It's similar to what we said in the beginning, that even the frame rate is different between the two, and it's a cool way of just making it clear what it is. It was just a comment for me on the art style that it was too cartoony, too far out there for me for a while, and that I hope that the balance is not 50-50, but more like 20-80 maybe, that we sometimes see the cartoony world, but mostly stay in the human world.
So far,
also,
yeah.
I
mean, like, so far this isn't like a game. It does not ruin the show for me, you know. Like,
no, absolutely not.
But I totally agree that a lot of people might quit the show just because of that. And I feel like overall, I mean, like, sure, you need different art styles, you need a way to distinguish these two worlds, but still, you could have gone with a way different art style.
What I kind of hope, to be honest, is that this is more or less a self-imposed image by the nanites. I don't know what to call them, the nanite things. That it is self-imposed by them to show them, it's all happy and go lucky and whatnot. But in reality, when we will meet them through the view of the human eyes, when the girl sees them, maybe that they will be completely eroded, creepy, and something entirely different.
That would be very interesting. Or maybe similar.
Maybe similar to Nier Automata, how the robots were thinking of themselves as beautiful, cuddly, and in this perfect little world, but from the outside, they were actually quite creepy. At least I found them incredibly creepy.
You mean that one big boss in the amusement park?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Great theme, by the way. But
yes.
Yeah. So that's for the art style. I feel like it's like if I could change anything about the show so far, it's just the art style of this other world, because the rest is just great, I feel.
I know. I mean, it didn't turn me off and it didn't put me off, and I think we needed that episode just as a contrast to what was before. I mean, the comment just says the cartoony art style reflects how the robots see the world as a game. And that is probably true, and that's what I meant, that they are probably more or less seeing themselves that way, or they are created that way, that it is more jolly and fun, that they basically like a somewhat propaganda for them to be more happy in this world and do their work. I mean, this fuel they get from the monsters they slay is apparently very important. They needed to eat and to survive. It's meant to be fueled for the others. There's different grades and degrees of those blood or fuel thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, so how I just feel like it's just, like I said, the nanite creatures are just the system that runs Deca-Dence, and because Deca-Dence itself runs on that stuff, it only makes sense that these nanite creatures that run Deca-Dence are fueled by the stuff, right?
It's basically like a self-sustaining unit, almost like a perpetual mobile, but well, they have to go outside and slay monsters to make it even cooler.
Would they even have to? That's one thing. I mean, like that, and that's pretty much what I'm saying is that I feel like the humans are still humans and doing their stuff, and for the nanite creatures, it's just like fun or games to play the humans, kind of. That's how it was presented in the episode, and that's why I feel hunting as a human isn't really necessary for them to survive. It's more like entertainment.
Yeah. The energy they use is equivalent of energy drinks. I'm not too sure about it, because when Kaburagi didn't drink it, it was saying that his lifetime will be running out shortly,
right,
and that he has to refuel soon on it. So it's not just an energy drink, but also
it's necessary for them, I guess.
Yeah, sustenance and lifeblood for them. But in any case, it's really fascinating what kind of world within a world was created. I mean, it's it's so I like the depth of it, and saying again, it's not even an adaptation of anything, it's an original, which makes this great. It's really exciting to see, and it gives me hope that we in the future will see more stuff like this again, where we have grand worlds and grand ideas that
don't suck like listeners.
yeah, that aren't listeners. We don't talk about it. No one listened to us. No listeners here.
So that's but the only criticism I had for the episode, I guess, is that I felt like gives me Gurren Lagann vibes. Yeah, definitely some Gurren Lagann vibes are in this episode.
Oh yeah.
Or like overall trigger vibes. Or Gainax, don't hit me. No, what I wanted to say is like I feel like the big reveal could have waited a bit longer, so it had more. I feel like if you kind of wait and let's just let the audience like kind of get used to things and then change it up, I feel like the impact is bigger. Of course, the risk is bigger of angering the audience, because it's like, oh, I invested 4 episodes and now you give me this comical shit. What's happening? Of course, that's a thing. But I feel like when you're 3 or 4 episodes in, you're more invested, and when then such a big reveal happens, you're more like, the shock is bigger. So this way, it was more like, all right. You know, it wasn't like I was totally shocked. I was just more like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, but that is what I really like about the show and what makes it fun. Yeah, it really depends on the pacing and episode count, how many we will get and what we will get.
That's just a little side note. Pacing and episode count, in my opinion, is the only thing that dragged Darling in the Franxx down. Not the story at all, just the pacing a bit. But let's continue with whatever.
Yeah, to me, in this case, I would love to see 24 episodes, because we can go deeper and not just skip through things, similar to how Kaminoto was a bit rushed at times, and we lost some of the necessary backstory. So in this case, maybe not 13 episodes were the right way to go, but 16 or 17 even would have been better. I mean, now we are going to a video format that doesn't make sense in anime, since all the episodes have the same length, and
it wouldn't be a first.
Okay, it wouldn't be a first, but it's highly unusual.
Right.
But as I said, as it goes more into streaming services, I think we might even see a change sooner or later how the episodes will be in length.
We'll see about that. I mean, like the first ReZero episode was 45 minutes, right? So it's even that isn't unheard of. It's just super rare.
Yeah, but that's a double episode. It's not just like there as a special. I don't know.
Anyways,
yes.
Getting off track here.
Absolutely. But I mean, it's something that excites you to talk about and to think about, and that, in my opinion, makes this, despite it being a totally WTF episode, really cool.
Yeah.
I can't say great, but it was really cool.
Yeah.
And it excites me.
I feel like with the reveal kind of the nanite creatures this early in the show kind of indicates that we're going for 12 episodes. I feel like if they would have 24 episodes, they probably would and should have sit this one out. Or we are in for an even bigger twist later on, but I don't feel like
there is...
Yeah, do you
there
feel
is
like
something
that?
bigger coming. I feel like there is something even bigger coming. That is just the surface.
I think we are getting some kind of twist, but it's only going to be a kind of like what was the name? BNA kind of twist where it's not like super shocking. I feel like more like that the boss program kind of has some kind of more knowledge or ulterior motives kind of, and at some point it's going to be revealed, and then it turns out that he is kind of doing something, but that would be like, okay, kind
So you
of
mean like an obvious twist?
right.
Maybe that's an interesting speculation. I don't know. I feel like this was such a crest change from the last episode and from what happened before that we will probably get something else kind of unexpected.
We'll see.
At
I mean,
least
like,
I hope so.
yeah,
I'm hopeful.
Yeah. But the only thing I feel like that I am a pessimist, so let me tell you my pessimistic thoughts. I feel like with the twist so far, so early in the game, kind of, I feel like what we're getting now is more the character development between the two characters, how she is changing him in a way, and maybe at episode, if we are going for 12, I feel like in episode 8, kind of, we get he's going to tell her, or she's going to find out the truth about the world, and they're at that point kind of finding out about the big twist that isn't that big at that point, and then they have like 4 or 3 episodes to solve it, and that's it. And I think he dies at the end. That's my prediction.
Fair enough. I don't hope so, but fair enough.
Oh wait! This is my new prediction. He's going to die. He's going to die in the end. At least this body is going to die, and we have a big goodbye scene, and everything is super sad. And then, like after the end credits of the last episode, some dude will appear, and he will talk to her, and then it will be obvious that it's the same nanite controlling this new body. I'm not sure if that is totally bullshit, but that's my prediction.
Yeah, that might be it. Basically, an alternate carbon situation where he just gets into a new. That would be interesting. And that's her moment where she is like, "What's going on? This is our world? What?" Yeah, that would be cool.
Well, I think like she knows at that point, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about anything.
Okay, well, we will have to see. I mean,
right.
There's still a lot we don't know about the world. Yeah, there is still a lot about we don't know about the world, about the backstory, why it is like that, why they have, where the creatures come from, where the nanites come from, what the robots were.
Yeah,
it's
a lot of to explore.
There's still a lot to uncover. Right. There's still a lot to uncover, and that's what makes the show exciting. Despite really awesome fight scenes, they are also exciting, and I like them.
I'm just kind of afraid that, I mean, like, yes, the world has so much more potential, and I really hope that we're going to explore it. But like I said, as a pessimist, I kind of am afraid that that's it. You know, like, maybe we're getting some small details on the background, or not even that. Maybe they're going the full listeners round. I mean, like, I think it's even the same studio, and maybe they're going the 100% listeners route. Okay, we have the super interesting backstory of this world and super complex stuff, but we're never going to talk about that. So
don't say that. This show is already fundamentally better than listeners.
Right. Maybe they learned from their mistakes.
In any case,
not the same studio.
Not the same studio.
Okay. Who did made listeners?
Someone.
Yeah. So what are your closing thoughts?
My closing thoughts is it's from Studio Nut. Okay.
Right. Sure.
My closing thoughts is that I'm very overwhelmed still at this moment with what is going on, that I cannot completely gather my emotions and feelings yet. By the second episode, I really have to wait for what is coming next and how it will all lead together. What is the right line going through there. This episode was just such a change from what we had that it felt like a completely different anime almost.
Yeah.
So, but on the other hand, I'm incredibly excited and very happy to be so flabbergasted by something again.
I'm just kind of sad. I'm just kind of sad. I mean, like, a lot of mystery is still left, but I'm still kind of sad that we already got so much explained. That's kind of... I feel like I like to be in the dark. I like to not know what's going on, and I like to figure it out like a little puzzle. And I feel like we already got a lot of stuff at this point.
Yeah, but that's why I think that there will be something else down the line. But in any case, what did you guys think? How did you like it?
The writers were going for an overwhelming experience for the audience. Yes, probably they did, and I think they succeeded.
They absolutely did. Write us in the comments below. Like, subscribe, push the ringle-dingle bell button, and please have a discussion with us, be it on our Discord channel or be it on here. The Discord link will be in the imaging below.
Yeah, right. Isn't it even already there? No, it's not.
No, it's not. We forgot. We will put it in there.
All right.
And
so,
I hope you let us know what you think. I think this is one of those animes where you can talk endlessly about it, and I really hope that this depth will continue in the future.
Yeah, and it's also a show that the overall perception of it depends on how it unfolds. If it's really, really shit in the end, then everyone will be like, but it wasn't worth it. So until then, it is worth it. It's like Schrödinger's anime. It's shit and not shit at the same time until you get the reveal, kind of. So, okay, I'm already starting a new discussion. Leave a comment down below, and as we all see you, just to subscribe. God damn it, it's the best decision to subscribe to this channel. So, anyways,
absolutely, and come back next week where we'll have another live discussion of episode 3, right when it came out, hopefully.
Right, and we will lose our shit again.
Yes, absolutely. And see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.